And instead of being perceived as just another salesperson, what if you could be perceived as an expert and as an authority?
There are millions of real estate investors out there, and most are stuck with just a couple of properties. They want financial freedom, but their small portfolio ends up costing them more in time, effort, and money than it's worth. Getting out of the rat race seems harder than ever. This show will help you do more deals, better deals, and bigger deals. Finally, you'll be able to reach your income and lifestyle goals. How? By attracting and leveraging private money partners and their capital. Now get ready to raise more money, because here's your host, Dave Dubeau.
Well, hey again, Dave Dubeau here with the How to Raise Capital 101 show, and today is episode 9 and also lesson number 9 of our mini course on the money partner formula, how to go from zero to raising your first 6 figures in a matter of weeks and 7 figures in a matter of months. That's what this is all about. And today's episode is all about boosting your credibility, being seen as a real estate authority in the eyes of your prospective investors. So this is all part of our money partner formula. We've already covered the foundational phase, the launch phase. This is the last part of our leverage phase, creating capital credibility. If you've missed any of the other lessons, go back and check out episodes 1 through 8. That'll get you right up to speed and ready to rumble with creating this credibility, because this is all about the know, like, and trust factor. I mean, think about it. In order for somebody to invest $50, $75, $100, $200,000 with you, they need to know you, they need to like you, they need to trust you with their money. Now, here's the good news. If you've followed the process so far, you've already got at least 2 out of these 3 things taken care of. When we focus on a target group, like we talked about in episode number 1, they already know you, they already like you. Now we just have to really work on that trust factor. And a lot of what we've done up until now has built up that credibility, has built up that trust. And now we're just going to take things to the next level. All right. So I want to illustrate this by sharing a story with you about myself. So back in the day when I first got started with real estate investing, I was doing an I buy houses type of business, doing creative, low money, no money down type deals. And I remember I came across this opportunity, an advertising opportunity, where I could get my ad put on the front door of every single house in my market. They were called doorknob ads. I met the guy that was just starting this business. It was kind of like a little franchise or a licensee thing. I signed up, paid him a few bucks, quite a few bucks, and became a licensee for my town. And the guy told me, hey, these ads are so effective, they basically sell themselves. Yeah, right. Now, they were good ads. It was a good concept because basically your ad was going to get on the front door of every single house, and they were exclusive. If you were on there, your competition couldn't be on there, et cetera, et cetera. However, they definitely did not sell themselves. And I had a marketing background. However, I didn't have a sales background. So I remember going around trying to be like all of the other advertising sales guys and gals out there. And I'd pull up to a business and I'd go out there with my little briefcase and I'd go into business. I can still remember this vividly. The business owner would look up with hope in their eyes, thinking that a customer just came in the door, and that hope in their eyes would quickly turn to scorn and to, I wouldn't say disgust, but displeasure, realizing it was just another frickin' ad person trying to get money from them. So it was a tough slog. I made a few sales, but it was absolute agony for me, just feeling like that, just being in that position. So I did that for about a month or so, and I just hated my life every single day. I got into my, at that time I was driving an I Buy Houses minivan, and I'd go around to different businesses. I can remember sitting in the damn thing, white knuckling it, my hands around the steering wheel, just dreading getting up and going out and doing another one of these cold calls. And then finally, I had an epiphany. I said, hey, dummy, why are you doing this? Why don't you try something different? And instead of being perceived as just another salesperson, what if you could be perceived as an expert and as an authority? So what I did is I got together with a few other non-competing business owners that were looking for the same target market that I was, and we put on business builder workshops. and we would invite the local business community out. And then each one of us, I think, had 30 minutes to do a presentation, an educational presentation, and then a little pitch for our products or services at the end of it. Now, here's what happened. I would do my presentation on effective advertising techniques, effective marketing techniques, and I was speaking to it wasn't a huge group, but I think we had 50 or 60 attendees at each one of these presentations. And at the end of it, I would do a special offer for my doorknob ads. And I had a lineup of people coming to me, whipping out their credit card, anxious to jump on board. Now, compare and contrast that to what I was doing a few weeks before, which was schlepping around, coming across as a salesperson, and it was an absolute night and day difference. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Because that's the difference between being seen as a commodity, being seen as an everyday kind of salesperson versus being seen as an authority and as an expert. That's what really brought it home to me. And that's what, ever since then, I've really, really focused on positioning myself as an expert and authority. That's why I'm running this podcast. That's why I've written 8 books. That's why I've been interviewed on over 90 podcasts in the real estate space and spoken on stages. It's all about creating that authority and that credibility. And you can do the same thing. So here are some ideas that you can put into play right away, even if you don't have a ton of experience, even if you don't have decades behind you doing real estate deals, even if you don't have hundreds of deals done, you can use each one of these tips and take it and really run with it. So the first thing is dressing for success. We've all heard this. However, it's really important, if you ask me, when you're talking with somebody about investing 50 grand or 75 grand or 200 grand with you, that you dress the part. You don't want to come across as a slob. So if you dress the part, if you dress professionally, you don't have to go over top here. Business casual is fine. But guys, put on a blazer. Ladies, I won't pretend to tell you how you should be dressing, but business casual. You know what I'm talking about here, right? It's going to show the other person respect, and it's going to get you respect back from them. So dress the part. Another tip, speak knowledgeably about your real estate investing strategy and the market that you're focusing on. How do you know if you're speaking knowledgeably about this? Well, you don't want to overtalk it. You don't want to overteach it. You want to be able to explain things succinctly, so simply enough that an average 13-year-old can get it. If you can explain it in that fashion, you're going to have it dialed right in. So the way you speak is important as well. The materials that you have. So we've talked about, I think it was in episode number 2, we talked about creating your online marketing hub. This is your website. This is going to go a long way to being seen as a credible real estate authority. I mean, what kind of professional these days doesn't have their own website? So you definitely need to have your own website. So other tips here, public speaking. I mean, it's the number one fear most people have. However, if you can get over that fear, it's huge. Just like that example I shared with you, getting up on stage, putting on these events, putting on these meetings. Believe it or not, I'm actually quite shy myself, but I enjoy the benefits of public speaking, so I got over it. If you're worried about it, Toastmasters is the best place I know of to get training on public speaking. And you don't even have to jump right into it that way. If you've got a local RIA, a real estate investment club, a real estate meetup, volunteer, go out there and don't just be a passive participant in your local group, but take an active role. Doesn't mean that you need to go and give a speech, but you could be the person who introduces the speakers. You could be the person that meets and greets people at the door. Just get out there and start getting involved with these kind of things. And then another thing that works really well is getting interviewed on other people's podcasts. That is a phenomenal way to be seen as an expert. And then here's the trick. Don't just passively be a guest on their podcast. Take that podcast and squeeze all the juice out of it. Promote the heck out of it on your social media, to your list. Get a copy of that podcast episode, put it up on your website. That goes a long way to creating that authority. Now, speaking of authority, nothing says authority like becoming an author. That's where the word authority comes from. Author leads to authority. So if you want to write a book, that is a great way to be seen as an expert. Why do so many people write books? Because it just works like gangbusters. And to prove this, I'm going to share a quick little case study of one of our clients, because this is one of the things that we can do with our high-level clients is we actually will co-author a book with them. So this is exactly what we did with our client, Ben. This worked so well. We did the book. We did a big book launch event. We did it online because at the time it was during COVID. We got a bunch of people involved and excited about this. And very, very quickly, that turned into $1.5 million of capital for Ben. All right. So now you don't have to go out and write a book to get all the benefits of boosting your credibility. In fact, one of the other things that we do with our clients is I will actually interview them on my podcast. Obviously, that goes up on our platform, goes out to everybody who follows us. But we also take that podcast episode and put it on their website so that they can boost their credibility in the eyes of their prospective investors. So what are the things that you can take a look at doing? Well, you can take a look at your current wardrobe and see if you might need a little bit of a makeover. All right. You want to dress business casual when you're meeting with people, especially having those investor meetings, even if they're over Zoom. Put on a blazer, look sharp. Join your local RIA, Real Estate Investment Club meetup, and take an active role. And if you want to get the guts up to actually start speaking or getting interviewed on podcasts, come up with an interesting twist on your story, on your background when it comes to real estate investing, on something that you do exceptionally well when it comes to real estate investing. Create something interesting around that and then get booked on other people's podcasts. All right. So there you go, you guys. This is what it's all about. This has been our 9-part mini course on the Money Partner Formula, how to go from not raising any capital to raising your first 6 figures in a matter of weeks and even 7 figures in a matter of months, and how to do it without coming across as desperate or needy or salesy or high pressure, how to do this without alienating people or getting massively rejected and shot down in flames by people, but instead how to attract your ideal prospective investors, get them coming to you pre-educated, pre-motivated, and pre-qualified to invest. So I hope you've enjoyed this training. This is just the kickstart of this whole podcast that we're doing. So I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. And if you've gotten value out of this, please give me an honest rating and review wherever you're consuming this podcast, whether it's on iTunes or if it's on Stitcher or if it's on Spotify or if it's on YouTube, wherever it is. An honest rating and review would be fantastic. And if you know other people who are looking to access other people's money to do more deals, you can send them our way. They will thank you for that. All right. And in the meantime, take care, and I will see you on the next episode. This episode is brought to you by MoneyPartnerFormula.com. Our Money Partner Formula service allows you to raise all the private capital you need to do all the deals you want while we handle the hard stuff. We offer reliable and affordable done-for-you marketing services that get you investor meetings booked without all the work. So go ahead and check out the website right now, and then feel free to schedule a call with me, and let's take your portfolio to the next level. Again, that's MoneyPartnerFormula.com. Watch investor meetings pop up in your calendar. We handle the rest.